Today we're talking impulse spending, on why you impulse spending, some impulse spending examples, a free printable and impulse spending, and some tips and tricks on how to fight impulse spending so that you can break that habit. So jumping in, what is impulse spending? What are some examples of impulse spending? They may be snacks at the checkout aisle or Amazon purchases at 3 a.m. I actually did that this morning when I had some insomnia because of my third trimester pregnancy. Or clothes and shoes, or things that you see on Instagram or social media that influencers are talking about, or coffee while you're out and running errands, or just stopping and picking up takeout on the way home when you have food in the fridge. There are so many different reasons for impulse spending. There are big impulse spending purchases and little ones that are just a couple dollars, but they add up over time. So today we're going to talk about impulse spending. Now, did you know that in 2021, the average person spent $276 per month in impulse purchases? That equals up to $3,312 a year. Whew, that is a lot in impulse spending. So over $3,000 a year of just impulse purchases by the average person. So let's help break that barrier. Now, before we get into the details of impulse spending, I have a freebie for you guys. So I have a free checklist for you down below in the description box, as well as a full blog post. And this is a checklist that you can really look at and help make some decisions of saying, okay, this is a good decision, this is a bad decision, these are some questions I want to ask myself, and decide, okay, we're going to buy this, or are we not? What are we going to do? So definitely check out the freebie down below in the description box, and it's a lot of fun. A great resource for you, as well as a full blog post in there as well. First thing to look at is, why do we impulse spend? What are the reasons of impulse spending? Maybe our emotions. Maybe we are sad, so we want to impulse spend to make us feel better. Maybe we're excited, so we want to celebrate and we want to reward ourselves with, I just got a promotion, let's celebrate. Or I just did something really cool, let's celebrate. Or maybe out of spite. Maybe your spouse spent some money and you're like, you know what? Screw you. You just spent all this money on this. Now I'm going to go and spend all this money on this and buy a cute purse that I've been eyeing. No, we're not doing it out of spite. So keep your emotions in check and really think about those. Say, all right, am I doing this because I really need the purchase, or I'm just doing it because I'm emotional, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm out of spite, whatever it is. Emotions can play a huge part in impulse spending. Another reason why we impulse spend is because we are thinking that is a great deal or it's on sale. And how many times have you gone and said, you know what, it's on sale, it's 70% off, it's 80% off. Okay, but did you need it? No. I have been so guilty in the past of going to like out of stock stores or stores going out of business and closing sales or moving sales, and everything in the store is 80% off. And I'm like, I need to get something. If I don't get something, then I'm not being like responsible. I'm saving so much money. I need to find some deals today. Today we are bargain hunting and I'm going to find some deals. Then I end up buying stuff I don't even need. And so really evaluate if it's stuff that you really want. I have been very guilty as well. I'm talking about my guilt here. All those things that I've messed up. And I have closets of clothes that I have gotten, and I'm like, well, you know what? It's such a great deal. It's $5. It's a $5 shirt. Come on, like, when can you find a blouse for $5? Doesn't really fit me, but if I lose 5 pounds, oh, it's gonna look awesome. When I lose that 5 pounds, it is gonna look so good. Yeah. We've gone in the opposite direction and gained more than 5 pounds. So find clothes that fit you. Don't buy clothes just because they're on sale. And when you lose weight, they'll look better. Or when you do this, they'll look better. When you gain some muscle, they'll look better. No, only buy things that you need at the time. And if you don't need it, don't buy it. You're not saving money. You're spending money that you didn't need to spend. So really evaluate if it's on sale. Do you really need it? Yes, no. If you do really need it, then you are saving money. That's awesome. But if you don't need it, you're only buying it because it's on sale, pass on it. The next reason why we impulse spend is because we just love shopping. It's fun. It's a great form of entertainment. It's a great thing. I have seen so many memes that are like, me running errands is going to Target and smelling candles. I'm like, I'm so guilty of that. And I think that I'm being productive by going to Target or whatever it is. And I just love shopping and it's fun and I enjoy it. So that's why I impulse spend. So know those triggers. Know why you do. Or maybe you weren't taught about money growing up, and you have past experiences that cause you to impulse spend. Maybe, like I said, you weren't taught about money, or maybe every Friday you guys always did this growing up. So you carry that tradition on even into your adulthood when you think back and you're like, why do we do that? Why do we always get takeout on Fridays? Or why do we always do this? Well, because mom was tired growing up, but now you meal prep. And now you have food that's already prepared. So you don't need to, because you already have those meals prepared. So think back to your past experiences. And is there a reason why you do these things? Or is there a reason why you're not educated on money? Change that cycle. Now, here's some ways to fight impulse spending. And the first one is permission to spend and not have guilt. So hear me out on this. I remember when I first started budgeting, and it was honestly when I first started this channel, and I was so excited to be on a budget, and I had so much guilt when I would spend any type of money, when I would go out to eat, when I would go to Marshall's, when I would go to anything, and I had this guilt and this resentment towards myself and saying, Kelly, that should be going towards your debt. Kelly, that should be going towards your savings. Why are you spending money on that? You have debt to pay off. You have a YouTube channel. You have to put out your budget report cards to people, and they're going to see how much money you're spending, and you have a YouTube channel. You need to be the gold standard and all this stuff. And I just had this guilt that I didn't need and I shouldn't have had on myself. And then I took a step back and said, you know what? We're going to take a different approach to this budgeting thing. And rather than having guilt every single time I spent money, every time I went out to eat, anytime I went to Starbucks, anything like that, dinner with friends, instead of having guilt, I'm going to put it in the budget. And I'm going to say, okay, Kelly, you can spend this much on eating out. You can spend $100 on eating out. And you have guilt-free spending. You can spend that money however you want. You can spend it all in one dinner, or you can have several dinners that are $5 each, whatever you want to do, but you have permission to spend that. And that's when it really clicked for me, and that really changed of having that guilt, and that really helped keep me in control, because before I would have the guilt, but I would still do it. Even though I had the guilt, I'd be like, it's okay. We'll feel guilty for a little bit, but it's okay. We can spend the money. And the next thing I knew, I spent $300 in eating out. So when I put the parameter of $100, I didn't have the guilt and I stayed within my budget. So having line items in your budget gives you freedom. That's why I named my channel Freedom in a Budget, because it gives you freedom to control your money and to say, okay, this is what we're allocating for this. This is what we're allocating for that, versus my money in control of me and my money being like, hey, we got to do this, this, and this. I'm in control. I'm in control of my money. And do you know what helps me be in control of my money? A budget. You guys know I had to say it, but a budget. Being on a written budget is really going to help keep you in track and help you say, okay, this is what we've spent so far. This is how we stay in alignment. And then at the end of the month, anything left over goes right towards debt, goes right towards savings, goes right towards investing, whatever we're working on. So having that budget is really going to help to keep you in control of your money and really help to keep that impulse spending in check and to give you the freedom that you want. I know that it's helped with me in my marriage, and I'm able to say, okay, Jamie, you can spend up to this much, no questions asked. You can spend it however the heck you want to do. If you want to buy stupid tools, buy stupid tools. If you want to do this, do this. I'm not going to question it, but you have up to this amount to spend, no questions asked. After that, we got to have a conversation, and we got to talk about our goals and rearrange things. But other than that, we're good. Next is to focus on your goals and your why. Yes, when you're paying off debt. Yes, when you're on a tight budget and you have goals and you're fighting for those goals. You are saving for a house. You're saving for a car. You're paying off debt. You're saving for emergency fund. You have big goals, and it sucks sometimes. Sometimes you just want to spend the money. When those times happen, go back to your goals. Go back to your why and say, you know what? Yeah, it sucks. Trust me, it sucks. But it's going to feel so good when we have that house. We have that big yard. I can sit there in the window in the kitchen while I'm drinking coffee and watching my kids play in the backyard. Oh, get out of this apartment. Oh, it's going to feel so good when we have that car, when that debt is gone and we don't have that on our shoulders anymore. Okay, this sucks, but that's why we're doing it. We're doing it so that our kids don't grow up the way that we did. So our kids aren't struggling financially like we are. Like we did as I was growing up, so that we don't have to live paycheck to paycheck, so that we can go on vacation. That's why we're sacrificing now. So remember your why. Remember your goals when those times of struggle come, because trust me, they will. They're going to come. You're going to want to spend money. You're going to want to impulse spend. But think back to your goals and be like, all right, this is why we're doing it. We can sacrifice for this, or we can find a better deal. And rather than doing this, we can shop around and we can have a better deal. So remember your goals, remember your why. It's really going to help to keep you in check and be like, all right, this sucks, but we got it. And it's okay to say it sucks. It's okay to say, I want to spend that money. I want to throw a temper tantrum for 5 minutes. Let me have my pity party. Let me have my temper tantrum, and then we can move on. That's totally okay. Totally okay to vent. Totally okay to have those feelings, but own them and don't fall victim to them. Own them and be like, all right, I'm over you. I'm in control. Next is some tips for Amazon. So, Amazon. Gotta love Amazon. First tip that I have for Amazon is only check out once per week. Now, rather than adding to your cart, checkout, adding to your cart, and making like 3 purchases on Amazon a day. I've been there before. I've been guilty. Rather than doing that and checking out as you add things to your cart, saying, okay, we are only checking out on Saturday. Throughout the week, we can add to the cart. Throughout the week, as we come up with things that we need, we can add them. But on Saturday, we reevaluate everything that's in the cart and we're like, okay, do we need this? Yes, no. No, we don't need this. We can delete from cart. And only hitting proceed to checkout 1 time per week. That's really going to help limit those impulse spending, those impulse purchases, and really help to keep you in check versus just proceed to checkout. 3 o'clock in the morning, impulse shopping, yeah, sure. And having those crazy purchases that, yeah, you can return them. And that may be an excuse that you have. I've had that excuse too, saying, I can just return it. It's okay. They have a really easy return policy. You don't want to go and return it. Yeah, it just sits there. And then next thing you know, it's past the 30 days and you're like, well, guess it's mine now. Yeah, guilty. Totally guilty of that. Another thing that you can do is those purchases, maybe they're ones that you added throughout the week. You're like, I really like them, but I don't need them right now. So instead, what I'm going to do is add them to a Christmas wish list or a wish list that I can give to people on my birthday, on Christmas, on a holiday. When people are like, hey, what do you want for your birthday? You can be like, I don't know. You can say, here's a wish list. Here's some things that I've found throughout the year that I would love, but I can't really justify the cost, or, you know, it's not something I need, but it's something I want. That's amazing. My father-in-law's birthday is this week, and we're like, crap, what the heck are we going to buy him? Well, yeah, especially for those birthdays right around other holidays, like right around Christmas. I'm like, we just had all of our ideas for you for Christmas. Now what are we going to buy you? A wish list would be awesome. So I have that wish list, and then you get stuff you actually want, and they are feeling good about what they're giving you because they know it's stuff that you actually want. So it's a win-win for both parties. So those are some Amazon tips. Those apply to any store, but I know that a lot of people, including myself, struggle with some Amazon in my life. Next is to shop with a plan in mind. Don't go into the grocery store willy-nilly and just adding things to your cart, or Christmas shopping and saying, I'm just going to go and browse, and when something speaks to me about this person, I'll buy it. No, go in with a list. Go in with ideas and say, okay, this is my grocery list for the week. This is all we're buying this week, and we are not buying anything else. We're sticking to the list. Don't go to places like Target just to kill time. I have been so guilty of that. I'll be going somewhere and I'll get there a little early and be like, oh, there's a Home Goods right there. Let me just kill some time. $100 later. Yeah, that was some expensive killing time. So go in and don't go just to kill time. Go to Target with a list. Go to grocery shopping with a list. Go Christmas shopping with a list. Go with a list. Go with an action plan versus just killing time or just to browse, or I'm just going to let it speak to me. No, don't do that. No, 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 no. Next is to stop the comparisons. Stop the comparisons on social media. Stop the comparisons on this influencer was talking about this water bottle, and when you have this water bottle, it's going to make me drink 100 ounces of water a day because it's pretty. No, it's not. Trust me. Or my coworkers did this, or my coworkers, they guilted me. They go out to eat every single day for lunch, and I don't want to be the frugal, boring one that brings their lunch every day. Or I don't want to be the one that's driving the crap car in the work parking lot, and they're all driving their BMWs and their Maseratis. I live in South Florida, can you tell? And all their expensive Teslas and all this stuff, and I'm driving my Honda. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, what's their car payment on that? What's the car payment on your paid off Honda? Yeah. Trust me, I'd rather that than the $600 car payment they're having. Don't keep up with the Joneses. Don't compare yourself to your neighbors, to your families. I know that we have struggled with family in the past of saying, Kelly, you're married, get a house, have kids, do this, do that. When we got married, we did this. When we got married, we bought that. Why don't you have this? You have the money. You have money in the bank. You have money. Okay, but I have goals for my money. I want to spend my money how I want to spend it. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to be like, hey, don't be telling me how to spend my money. That's my money. No, family and friends will do that. Trust me, they'll do it. Next is savings challenges. Have some savings challenges to keep you motivated. Have some savings challenges to be like, you know what? Okay, I really want this Chipotle right now. Chipotle sounds so good, but that $12, if I keep those $12 and I don't spend it on Chipotle, that brings me to the next level, and I can go and color in on my savings challenge, and I get to the next level on my savings challenge. Oh, that would be really good. Have savings challenges to keep you motivated, to say, all right, you know what? Yeah, I want that, but I'd rather this instead, and have that visual representation, or saying, you know what? These are my goals. I got big goals right now, and this is what the focus is versus this. This is less of a priority than this right here. So have some savings challenges that are really going to keep you motivated. Don't forget, I had that printable for the impulse spending down below on the description box for you. And let's keep the conversation going. Here's some 12 savings challenges that you can do throughout the year. Keep you motivated, one for every single month, plus a full year one. Check out that video here. And if you want to know how to survive a no spend month, it's a little tough. I got some tips and some tricks for you. Check out this video here.